Okay, what is up there, YouTube? This is J-Man Time, and today I have a video on a largely forgotten experimental class of North Korean helicopter-carrying frigate that was constructed during the era of Kim Il-sung. Way back in the 1980s, the North Korean Navy had experimented with a new type of light helicopter-carrying frigate known as the Soho class. The Soho class was North Korea's attempt to mass-produce its own frigate without the assistance of either China or the Soviet Union. At the time, most of the warships used by the North Korean Navy were imported from either China or the Soviet Union, and they were mostly leftover ships that were handed over to the North Korean Navy that were no longer considered the most advanced ships in either the Chinese or Soviet navies. But in 1980, the North Korean Nanjing shipyard began constructing a new type of indigenous vessel known as the Soho class. The Soho class was an experimental helicopter-carrying stealth frigate constructed between 1980 and 1982. It had a displacement of 1,640 tons. Its main armament was one 100mm 4-inch 56 caliber B-34 semi-automatic gun, and it was also armed with four 37mm twin Type 63 anti-aircraft autocannons and four 25mm Type 60 anti-aircraft autocannons. Its secondary armament was four SS-2 Styx anti-ship missile systems imported from the Soviet Union, and it also had two RBU-1200 5-barreled anti-submarine mortar launching systems, or depth charges. The vessel also had enough room to carry at least one or two helicopters, usually transport helicopters like the Soviet-made Mi-4 or maybe even the Mi-8. It had a speed of 23 knots, or about 27 miles per hour, and it had a crew of 190. This was meant to be a full class of warship, and the North Koreans were planning to construct at least 2 to 4 of these vessels, but ultimately only one experimental vessel, the Soho herself, was constructed and commissioned in 1983. The vessel served all the way up until the year 2009, when it was considered to be obsolete by the North Korean Navy. The vessel was either scrapped or used as target practice. This is largely unknown. There was a piece of propaganda footage shown in 2010 which showed a vessel that looked somewhat like the Soho being sunk as a target by the North Korean Navy. After this, in 2014, North Korea unveiled two new types of frigates and corvettes, and these were the Nampo class and the Amnak class. And these are the two newest class of corvette/frigate warships that are being developed by the North Korean Navy to replace the older class of frigates being used currently by the North Korean Navy, known as the Nanjing and Sarwan and Fugas class of corvette frigates and frigate-like minesweepers and mine layers. If you ask me, the North Koreans should have continued this class of vessel. It was arguably more advanced than all of the existing class of warships, with the exceptions of the larger vessels, corvettes and frigates that were being imported from the Soviet Union. It would have given the North Korean Navy a big boost. This ship was considered one of the largest vessels to serve in the North Korean Navy during the era of both Kim Il-sung and later Kim Jong-il. The ship was so secretive that North Korea only unveiled a few photos of some areas of the ship, but there has never been a photo of the full vessel ever released by the North Korean government. Only aerial photographs and satellite photographs exist of the vessel, but there is no close-up photograph or even a full view of the sides of the vessel ever published by North Korea or any of the surrounding nations, making it one of the most secretive warships to be developed by the North Koreans during the era of Kim Il-sung and later Kim Jong-il. But what do you think of this forgotten North Korean experimental light stealth frigate and helicopter-carrying warship from the 1980s, the Soho class? Please tell me in the comments section below, and until next time, this was J-Man Time signing off.